Hey guys, I'm starting to think maybe the Supreme Court was a good enough reason to vote for Hillary Clinton after all. They've done it. Donald Trump's Supreme Court nominee to replace Ruth Bader Ginsburg has been confirmed by the Senate and sworn in at a very trashy event last night at the White House. Amy Coney Barrett is in and it is over. Republicans during Barack Obama's presidency saying we don't confirm Supreme Court justices in the last year of a presidency. And with 7 last night, just shy of a week or just beyond 1 week to go before a presidential election, confirming and swearing in a Supreme Court justice. And Amy Coney Barrett will now be on the court to rule over any possible election related matters. And there very well may be some, which we will be talking about this week. So not coming as an acute surprise in the sense that we determined weeks ago, there was no way for Democrats to prevent this from happening. And indeed, they did not prevent this from happening. And she is now on the court. They won. Got to hand it to them. Mitch McConnell, gleeful on Fox News last night. And this is how it works, sadly. They stopped Barack Obama's nominee, Merrick Garland, because they controlled the Senate. They stopped it with garbage arguments, which they immediately threw into the trash. And now under Donald Trump, because they control the Senate, Trump has confirmed 3 Supreme Court justices, and we have a 6-3 majority. Against the better judgment of doctors everywhere. The Trump administration put together a White House event to swear in Amy Coney Barrett last night. Melania Trump, who still had coronavirus symptoms, serious enough for her to miss attending a Trump rally just days ago, showing up with no mask at this event right near a whole bunch of people. Here is Trump making no sense whatsoever in a completely nonsensical run-on sentence.
We are fulfilling the duty that passes to each new generation to sustain the national traditions and virtues that make possible everything we have achieved before that. We will do tomorrow because of our
just unintelligible. And then eventually the swearing in itself taking place with Clarence Thomas happening naturally without masks or social distancing. Clarence Thomas at one point whispering into the ear of Amy Coney Barrett in close proximity as Donald Trump looks on. Here's Mitch McConnell, the Republican Senate Majority Leader, straight up saying Amy Coney Barrett will be a political asset. Wait, but I thought that these justices simply interpreted the law and applied it to. No. She's going to be a political asset, says Mitch McConnell.
Voting for Biden.
Well, if you recall, we had a Supreme Court fight a month before the election in 2018, and we actually gained seats. I think this nominee will be a political asset for our candidates around the country. Not a liability, but an asset.
That's a Supreme Court justice he's talking about as a political asset, not an interpreter of the law, not a mere conduit through which the Constitution and case law flow and spit out like a machine some kind of decision. No, they're not even hiding it. A political asset. And then here is Lindsey Graham, who is in a very tough race in South Carolina, saying Amy Coney Barrett will help us to keep our seats.
We're in a fight for our life. Help me, help all of us keep our seats so we can do this 4 more years. LindseyGraham.com.
Lindsey Graham, Republican senator from South Carolina, in a really tough situation all of a sudden against the Democratic challenger Jamie Harrison, says Amy Coney Barrett might help him to keep his seat. They aren't even pretending. Now, we have to really understand a lot of different things here. There were leftists who missed the boat in 2016. Okay. They said, it's not whoever, Trump, Hillary, it's all the same. Supreme Court, who cares? It's not important. Well, we learned that was the wrong approach. We now have 3 lunatics on the Supreme Court. And you could say Hillary Clinton wouldn't have put a real progressive on the court, but she wasn't going to put on religious nut ideologues and cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs jurists, she wouldn't have done it. Okay, we wouldn't be talking about, is abortion in danger? Is gay marriage in danger? Is religious liberty as it is actually supposed to exist in danger? Because remember, their view of religious liberty is the freedom of religion to impose my religion on others. That's not freedom of religion. It is now all in danger. It wouldn't be had Hillary Clinton won. Well, we now have the 2020 election. The 2020 election, unfortunately, is now going to be subject to this court thanks to Donald Trump putting 3 people on it. So we have a 6-3 majority for the right. We all have to understand. I mean, listen, at no point am I going to gaslight you. Just replacing Trump with Biden doesn't fix the court. It's too late. Okay, we blew it. We blew it. This is the court until another justice leaves. So now we need to remove Trump and vote Biden merely to have a chance to move the court from 6-3 to 5-4. And then if we get it to 5-4, to reverse it to a 5-4 left majority, or maybe expand the court. Now, we'll be talking more about court expansion. I will tell you, I am more in favor today of expanding the court than I have ever been. There are still political risks. We're going to talk about it. I don't think Joe Biden's going to do it unless he really, really is pushed. So this is a loss for us. They won it. We have to deal with it as it is, not as we would like it to be. We have 7 days until we can replace Trump with Biden. That will prevent Trump from putting anyone else on the court for 4 years. So that is a win, although it doesn't resolve the situation. And then lastly, the cherry on top, Mitch McConnell has adjourned the Senate until November 9th, putting in a Supreme Court justice in direct contravention to the principles he said apply during the last year of a presidential term in 2016, and then immediately adjourning the Senate, meaning no coronavirus stimulus even possible before the election. They won't even reconvene until November 9th. Unbelievable. This is the guy that's running the Senate. We've got to end it, guys. It must be stopped. One of our sponsors today is Helix Sleep, and it's a sponsor I'm thrilled about because I sleep on a Helix mattress at home, and it's just the perfect mattress. One of the best things about Helix is you don't have to guess which mattress do I need, which one will be good for me. You take their famous sleep quiz on their website. You tell them your body type, your sleeping position, your back pain issues you might have, and they will pair you with a mattress that will be perfect for you. I took the sleep quiz. The mattress they suggested was exactly what I needed. I often get too hot at night. The mattress keeps me cool. It's not too soft. It's not too firm. The texture is right. And I've just been getting way better sleep. You only buy a mattress every decade or so. Don't get stuck with something that's not perfect for you. And all Helix mattresses come with a 10-year warranty, and they'll even come to your house and pick it up within 100 days if you don't love it. But I think you will. All of my viewers will get up to $200 off your order, and you'll get 2 super premium pillows for free when you go to the link right underneath this video.